What's up guys, we're the Ancient Era Bros. I'm Neflink.
And I'm Toad Fitz, and this is our Nintendo Switch review on Deadcells. Deadcells came out in the Nintendo eShop on August 7th. In this procedurally generated world, you grab your gear and embark on a mission to find out the mysteries of the island. Fighting through some of the toughest enemy cells, only piling up your own body count and starting over and over every time you die. While this game can make you easily frustrated, you will find yourself mentally preparing for your next run again and again.
This 2D side-scrolling game is gorgeous. Even watching someone play is captivating. All the hidden details shows the level of work and the passion that went into this game. Even if it is 2D, it shows a high standard of visual gameplay. This game gives a feeling of Dark Souls meets Metroid. Honestly, it's crazy how you can just slash, dash, and attack your enemies constantly, and all of these movements combining together just makes it epic, and the visual just makes it that much more appealing.
And to tie with the visuals, even the sound. From fighting with your opponents to the sounds of each weapon swipe, and especially the music, it constantly makes you feel like you're on the run, that you can't stop, you gotta keep moving forward, and always in intensity. And it gets to the point there where in between each stage you're happy that you get like a quick little break, and the music just matches it the whole time. So the audio in this game with the visuals is definitely a great piece of work.
Yeah. Also, what really makes this game interesting is the abilities. As you go through your run, you're gonna find scrolls, and with these scrolls you can upgrade your stats, which is brutality, tactics, and survival. And after that, when you're completing the area, you're presented with mutation choices.
Yeah, and mutations are really cool because they allow you to really customize your gameplay towards your weapon, towards your health gauge, towards even how hard you hit the enemy, which makes it really cool for an aspect in your game, even though you're going to lose it after you're on your next run. Luckily, even after losing all your abilities and upgrades, and sadly your gold, all the cells collected during your run can be used to purchase permanent unlocks. With over 100 weapons and abilities in this game, it allows you to feel rewarded and to have a fresh feel every time you restart your adventure. It even forces you to adapt to several different styles of play each time you do your next playthrough. We gotta finish recording this video.
Give me a minute.
Yo, the camera's rolling, man. Just put it down.
Oh.
It's the end part. It's not.
Sorry.
Alright.
Yeah, this game really got me addicted to my Switch, just because it's such an original game, it's such a good game, and it was really acclaimed for what it is. And honestly, the music, the visual, everything we talked about is just fantastic.
Yeah, it really, it's kind of like underground. It came out of nowhere. They really just jumped into the Switch. It came out on other consoles as well, but I feel like on the Switch, being a handheld, made
more sense for it to be on the Switch. Well, like you said, the fact that it's on the Switch, you can have it on the go, or when you come home, even on the TV, it looks really good.
Yeah.
So that's a really good fact about this game. But you can play for 15 minutes, you can play for 30 minutes, you can play for 5 minutes. So it's really, it's up to you, and you can even pause the game and go back to it later. So it just makes it that much more addictive.
And I've seen myself and you do some pretty quick runs or enjoying like a roll through and hitting all these enemies and everything like that. There's a constant oh my god, what I also like when you get hit, sometimes you're hurt way more than you think you should be, and it really just throws you off. Every playthrough is different. Every time you jump in, you're having a good time. And it's honestly, I think the price point was at $40
$40
for in the case, and the eShop, as we mentioned earlier,
$34.
$33.99.
Yeah,
I think that's really good for a game that I've easily invested 50 hours to 30, 40, 50. I don't even know. It's just it's hard.
I think what makes it really addictive is that rush that whenever you're about to die, you don't want to die. You're scared to lose all your cells, everything you got throughout your run. So you're really scared to die. And then when you do die and you come back to life, you just want to go back to okay, I'm ready. Let's do it again. So I think that's something that's really cool to have in this game, and you don't really find that anywhere else.
No, and I the fact that it forces you to choose 2 or 3 weapons at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, there are weapons you find here and there as you go through the game, and you can upgrade your weapons and stuff like that. But the fact that we have to choose right at the beginning is like, this is what you have to do your run, and we don't know what the run is.
Yeah.
What's coming, so
No
it's
idea.
really like pick up what you have and go. Like you said, not a lot of games bring this to the table, especially at 2D, especially at you know, like we said, with Dark Souls and Metroid, again, where they put you in these scenarios. As in this game, there's no repetition. It's very like every time you play, your scenario changes. You kind of understand, get the feel of what's coming next, but at the same time, you know, you don't know how the enemies are gonna react, or the Deadcells, as they call it, would react. Yeah.
The fact that the levels are randomly generated, that definitely adds up to it. Like you said, the weapons, you know, you're really creating your own game style as you go throughout your run. So every time it's different, every time there's a little tweak to it. You end up having some favorite things that you want, so whenever you get them, you're really happy. When you don't have them, you have to do without them and kind of create a new game style, so that it's really fun.
The game doesn't have a vast story.
No.
That's probably maybe the negative thing about it, but it has such a way of delivering the story, finding there's randomly people.
Yeah, little scripts
that's it. They explain to you what's happening on this island for growth in the story, and why you're climbing to the top of this island, and why you're there, and what happened, where these cells came from. And they really do a good job on delivering you just enough that you're interested, but not to take you away from the action-filled,
the constant action.
Especially like we mentioned earlier in the video, with the music, the way it builds up, and each level you progress in, it really pulls you in. You're like, oh, I'm getting somewhere, I'm going somewhere, and then you hit that die switch, and you fall down, and you're like, oh my god, I have to do this again. But I enjoy that. I never enjoyed dying before in a video game, but in this one it's not so bad. Yeah.
Something to mention also, the boss fights, it's crazy. They all have their own way of trying to kill you, so it really puts you in a position where you gotta adapt quickly. And they're actually pretty hard too.
And to add to that, when you're doing your run prior and you don't find all the best grenades or weapons or add-ons and so on, you start to panic. You're like, oh, I'm going in with this whip I've never used, and this sword that swings way too slow for my play style, and I'm like, okay, but I have to. And a boss that I've beaten many times all of a sudden becomes the hardest boss it could possibly be.
That's so true. Because
I have no use of my weapons, or no idea that I'm obsessed with the freeze blast, and like when I don't get it, I struggle. I'm
really
like,
strong.
oh,
it's powerful.
That's it.
Where's my freeze blast?
That's it.
At the end of the day, I really think that this game is really a must-have on the Nintendo Switch. It's really something that you shouldn't ignore, in the sense where if you don't have it, you're missing out on a really big game that came to the Switch and that really stood out from all the other games that you can get.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. This is something, if you own a Switch, and I mean, okay, if you not into this type of game, I understand, but if you are into the Switch and into a game that is just fun to pick up and play short or long periods of time, definitely something you should have on your Switch at that price point. A lot of these indie games are pretty impressive, and I think they're underrated and not a lot of people know about them, but Deadcells is definitely one that stands out of the crowd, and again, we shouldn't ignore it, and it should definitely be on your Switch. Alright guys, thanks for watching our video. Let us know if you had a chance to try the game, or anything about the game you guys want to talk about down in the comments below. And don't forget to check out our social media with Instagram, or even join our Discord, and we'll include all the links down in the description.
Right, and also a quick reminder that we're going to be giving out one of our canvases in our set. Also,
at the end of the month.
And also click the bell button, because we will be uploading a video every Thursday and Sunday. And that's it. We'll see y'all in another castle. And that's it. We'll see y'all in another castle. Was that bad? What happened? I f***ed up the throw?
Yeah.
What happened?
You didn't even hit the
I did,
reds,
no?
bro.